Australia it is, but what an occasion, what a stadium, what an atmosphere. These players out there, their dreams, their watch World Cup before, now they're there in England. It's such a great occasion, it's sacrificed, and they've got the right to represent Australia now. The round of 32 with potential to go through round 16 in the competition.
First touch. Let's see how Australia settled into this contest. The best. Starting on the right. He's such an effective player for my was man of the match against Canada. If I get that touch to work for him. So just to settle the nerves, get a little bit of confidence early.
Yeah, that's what you want to do in such a game. You know, there's matching with the team to get those nerves and butterflies. You want to get a few contacts on the ball, keep it nice and simple and work your way into the game.
Here's Rami. So we see it forward. A little bit of space here. Marsh. Recently, Australia got 7 years of World Cup football, and before 2026, his last appearance for Egypt was in 2019. So a 6-year absence, 7-year in fact absence from international football. It's a big occasion for him.
So that really isn't. Being on both sides is nothing better for a player.
Here is once more. He's feeling the way. And the back. Yes, they get him. Number 5 changes. See Fati, who he plays a centre-back, just drop in. He's a holy midfielder for today, so they've just got that defensive steal in the middle of the park. Australia.
There was a headed ball behind him, one Hampton, see a short district into the right side, a little bit more central.
Others. Here's Atia. Fati. They use the right back. Again, the strengthened position with Harry suits up perfect in that exchange. And here's the last position. Australians in the United States have made the trip to Dallas to recover the airport on both the east and west coast of America. Great to see.
They're trying to double over the shore and Haiti pushing forward down that right side. Wasn't from the page, she's taking one.
Harrington, consecutive starts for Lewis Harrington. He's in the age Australia's youngest ever starter for the Socceroos at the FIFA World Cup.
Another opportunity now for the Socceroos in the set piece.
Distribution throughout the World Cup. With his upside to that other match against Turkey, solid performance against Paraguay. He's on the most strict against the United States. That's for sure. In Seattle, it was a hectic first half for him.
Yeah, the very just coming in, they didn't take it out. He was busy that night and that really kept us in the game. But you know, to think so early in his international career to be on such a stage, he's so himself in a fantastic manner.
This and the senior Europe, the Rams in France and football in Belgium. You can see Haney was stretching the pitch early on, the flick on from Haney.
There's that right side again, Haney going high, trying to double up on his page. Harrington needs to slide across. Then he getting a short there, looking to make blindside runs, so it's important the back five slide.
Marmouche finds his way to a shoot. You can see he's rotating with Marcelo in that space. Haney through that delivery across. Solo on the ball. He's been a little bit conspicuous by his absence early on, but he's that type of player that can produce that moment of absolute genius. You can see the club all country. An amazing record with Egypt, let alone the impact he's had on Liverpool.
As well aware of Salah's threat, but again the Socceroos defensively, as we've seen in the previous three games, connected, closing space essentially.
Fati opens up the pitch once more for Haney.
Waiting for our moments, playing on the break.
Jackson Irvine winning his 86th tonight. Control with a bit of pressure there from Louis Boss. Chicani. You can see Lewis Harrington is the one dropping. Chicani pushing up. Louis Boss
We're down on that pitch earlier, and it is nice and quick. There's water on it. You saw it there on his first touch, just skip across, skip away from him. That's nice and quick.
And going to have to adjust to that. Paso. And you know, he's got skills. Great to have a player of his technical prowess in the Australian lineup for this World Cup. Good work by Conrad Cuff. here. Really does control the tempo in midfield. Works here for Hafez. And space to explore for Irish. We know how the numbers here with Manchester City, their injury break season though. And that slows up, just got to get bodies behind the ball and they retain their shape.
Jacksonville is a little bit like we had what we see, just a little bit like the same game. We're here for one, is dribble family in the dangerous area.
Zico made his international debut in March or May, in fact. Scored, of course, against New Zealand, and this is a dangerous situation here in also. There's got so many variations in this type of moment. Look at the left foot, side or right, or sure. I think I know which way I'll go. It's going to be a high advantage. It will be a shot. I'm not sure about the shot. Australia at this World Cup, they've been very tight with dropping out for one moment against the players of this quality.
That's the level he is. You're in the World Cup, you're in the 32. It takes one moment and you'll be pushed.
Pretty great World Cup for that man. Really never went back a moment, a show. Time for Australia to respond. Long throw from Chiari. Built on by
it's just falling there, you know, on his left foot. Right decision to take on early. You see here, make half with the other shot. Drops right on his left foot, he just snatches at it, it goes wide. I'd like to see that sort of go part of what he wants his left foot.
His eyes must have lit up there. He's yet to score in his 35 internationals, including today for Australia. And then how effective he's been in the middle of the park with defensive efforts and pressure on the ball. He's been Australia's leader in that respect. But now we'll find out a little bit about what this class of 2026 is made of. Played early in the direction of Pato. Harrington. O'Neill. 2-1. That's a clever ball out of one. He sits for Pato's face. Mr. Pato. Sure. Had a little bit too much of it. O'Neill takes over. Nickoff in the top area. That's there for Zico. And now,
And then
was most effective in the first match against Turkey. There's very good as a right left attacking player.
Yeah, it's been, look, against Paraguay, put in a great shape, but he's definitely not a natural nine. Someone's a little bit tougher. But he's got to go. And so he likes to be able to move into space.
Defended well for the first quarter of an hour, plus a couple of minutes. Maybe with the exception of this man who's shown a couple of signs of fatigue, Mustafa Jabir. And they have switched their central defensive partnerships. And Fatua is injured, which means Hafez gets a start left back. He's pretty good early.
Yeah, these early signs in similar areas where they're trying to, like I say, overload those wide areas and exploit it.
And there's a little luxury shout from Harry Suter, composed from Harrington. Let's go from Australia. And the central back three will be a real feature of this World Cup. Keep the fight, I'm sure that's the message. Get into the players.
There's plenty of time. This is a good start to get on board. It's been a decent action for the Socceroos. Well, it seems a little bit more aggressive touch on the press.
You see hands up from Reuters. Not too many passing options there now. Unless you've got a pocket space. Here's Nick trying to dribble his way out of trouble. Gigatti. Tight space is put over the top by Irvine. Ross. And looks off for a rugby, I think, for the winner. And this is exactly where they are tending to be. Immediately, there's no holding play. Let's see the rebound.
Shape of rugby and then back onto the road before going out.
Maybe it was wishful thinking on one part. Fati. Haney. Shield's been really good in the way he rotates with Mohammed Salah. In fact, he's been more prominent than Salah. He's been quiet. And we know he's probably protecting a hamstring. There is a problem, but not enough to warrant him on the bench today.
We're seeing here again now opening up to the opposite side. And Shaw's the one who took 7 into that wide area. Salah a little bit more central for Egypt. But he's been quiet so far, Salah. This is where you just like to see, you know, really be a little bit more aggressive on the press. Egypt being able to just slowly move the ball, control the tempo of the game. You see here, I think what's a good call is just drifted in between Harry and Harrington there. Harry sort of lost him. By the time he's run, thankfully for the Socceroos, offside. But there was a lot of space left there in behind. Back three.
Through the middle, and that's really effective. Pompado's went back with a fair challenge, and that was sharp work by Brisbane Pompado. Page allowed to strike forward. And I think he's going to be doing a lot more work in his own half than the attacking third in this match. Suter. Volcano, taking the first touch on him. There's a great reasonable delivery. And there's a sea of red there. And here's the ball of the tree.
Again, you see a power back in pockets. Sharp on the turn, a good run from Page. Now as we put that ball wide, the story alone in the box. And we couldn't get that final ball, but again now we've spoken about the height. We have the height of this Egyptian side, but we need the delivery.
We'll kiss the ball from Volcano. He wants a picture of delivery. There's a spot for the ball, of course, with such wide. And this is giving clean way to the back post. Harrison has some control here. Another disappointing outcome.
Yeah, it is. That's another disappointing outcome. And I was talking about that with Chikabi, Suter and Harrington.
And there is the swing of Rolls Mills who goes to the Maccas now.
This is long and it is dangerous.
And man, what goodness this must be serious.
I'm bringing together men who can take you out of luck.
I understand you gentlemen are very good at killing people.
We have a license today, badly. And the games begin.
Intensity with the delivery from both Austin Hassan and Tony Popovich at the hydration break. We know how effective the fights have been for Australia. We'll see the visiting roster to be a few tweaks. Hassan will be very pleased with what's transpired. 5 changes, he's rotated his lineup. He's had some injury concerns. No under Fatul Machine is suspended for this match. Al-Mulim as well. And that man, 32 international matches, 2 goals, both in World Cup play. That is quite some record.
Well, he's been a difference so far. He's been a threat, drifting out to that right side. With Haney trading over on Page. And he's the man to pop up the back post and give Egypt the lead.
Fans, young and old, there's an innocent amphitheatre of sport under the roof. It's very hot in Texas this time of the year. In the city of Arlington, in Dallas. It's all air conditioned and very comfortable. The comfort level's not reciprocated by Australia because they've been under pressure from the opening whistle. Let's see how they respond after this break.
Yeah, but just there we saw, spoke about it before the hydration break, can we get that press a little bit more aggressive? And we saw that there from the story. The Socceroos pressing high, winning the ball back earlier.
smiles at the first press conference. Hassan Hassan mentioned repeatedly how he felt Mo was not quite right and he would be on the bench. And I looked at you at the time, Luke, and I thought, well, I reckon there might be a little bit of a double meaning in this.
He's not the first man ever at this level to be throwing curveballs, especially here in the US. So a little curveball today, I think, but you know, you get that at this level.
And just the presence of him in the starting order was serious. Who scored against the runs out of room. He was Australia's 11th individual scorer in World Cup football. And it's a mess for Vancouver, and what was a marvellous night in Vancouver. They've not scored since though. They need to require to get back into a match against Egypt. They've met 3 times if you include the Olympic Games of 2020, the first in 87 in the President's Cup. Australia won 4-3 on penalties after a scoreless draw. Some great Socceroos for the year involved: Evolver, Charlie Yankos, Graham Jennings, Peter Rostopoulos, Harry McDowell, Alan Hunter, Frank Farina, Paul Wade, Graham Arnold, Oscar Crino, and Andrew Zee. Frank Arrow was the coach on that occasion.
Just got a fantastic switch there from AD to Abbas. Socceroos trying to close him in on the right side. A superb ball from AD to Abbas to open the pitch up.
Ati. Ibrahim. Great combination. No Salah involved in that, rotating superbly. Salah's the early from Heroes working pretty well in this match. Wasn't it the volume of possession he probably normally enjoys? Looks a little bit like Lionel Messi just walking through a match at the moment. And we know when you look at Lionel Messi and what this stadium has produced, he scored 3 of his 6 goals in this World Cup at this stadium, including breaking Miroslav Klose's record of most World Cups goals scored.
He's the Messi for Egypt, isn't he? And you know at any time, although he's been quiet thus far, at any moment, he can spring to life and change the game.
O'Neill, Page up the line. Miracle on that small Buffalo's face and just a poor touch. I saw similar Bill Jackson on the pitch before the match. There's Isaac Antic.
Yeah, there's Isaac. And Isaac is there in attendance, obviously, supporting the Socceroos.
Run out of room there. And Isaac in the stadium. Chamber of Football Australia. His second goal of this FIFA World Cup. But in fact, there is a great man, very casual on the pitch before the match. I thought he would have been asking for a selfie on stage, Luke.
I went down there and I didn't notice him. I don't get starstruck too often, but I have to say I'm a huge fan.
coming together.
I'm not too sure if that's an injury or he's just trying to avoid a yellow card that potentially could be coming his way. They didn't look away enough for me. Yeah.
An absolute kick at right fullback for Egypt, who were slightly back there from behind the side. He's looking at his knee, but the connection was a little bit lower down on the leg.
Well, he's going to have to go off now, which gives an direct advantage to the Socceroos.
And stay up for at least 60 seconds until the next stop in play, so it does give you a moment for the Socceroos to win. And that's exactly what players are encouraged to stay on their feet. Still being used to the water. Referee Socceroos reduced here. Very humble, swings it left for in. And the quick skip for overtime. And score is 32 minutes to go against USA. And the referee's picked something out. And that's the foul. To Irvine. Red shirts on the ground.
Just showed a little bit of pain there on the ejection, but so the defender of those boxes, if we can get the right delivery, staying on second balls.
Just got to keep on working, keeping the defensive shape in it. Looking for opportunities on the right. We're seeing out the Lewis is very good at ease when he's still in that pocket of space. Here's the release. There's his page. There's back to Harrington. They reset through Sutar. Chikati. Irvine wants it early. Probably wants to go further afield, I think. Egypt spreading the pitch early on, really asking what was thrown in. Now they go through the middle. O'Neill, Page. Taking it through the swing. Page takes on Haley. And then goes back post and will stay in for Julian Moss. Probably has showed his best chance against Paraguay. And an outstanding natural drop of shoulder for Pato. Comes to playing boss. Zero tells him all over.
Let's go for the biggest athletic or wrestling stuff about you want to watch the ball, reaction for right now, can we win the ball? Wow. Can we move the ball a little bit quicker, running on every page? Can we get numbers in the box again here? Long throw, can we use that right?
Can we lose the high advantage from these type of situations? Long throw. 0 down, Harry Sutar. Held down by Harrington. And the angle.
Just not enough, but again, the threat that we have when those balls are going in the box is through the seat.
Stopped by the Sandro Martinez. Another Martinez stopped Australia's progression late on with Cameron Cole having a hard chance against Eddie Martinez, but it didn't work out for the Socceroos. They pushed Argentina all the way, as did your class of 2016 to Italy in June in Kazakhstan. And that's history. Australia in the present. There's signs that they're getting into this match now.
Yeah, well, that's what we'd like to see again, right? Every chance you get through this, you get Argentina in the next round. Obviously, they've got to face Cape Verde today. But what an opportunity that'll be again. It's very rough in this story behind. You see, they're very, very heavy. This has been the same on set pieces. That's something. If on
to close it down. And I'm sure with the outside of the foot. For Parker looking. Good work for very simple challenge. And really just a pirouette. Lovely piece of skill there from Christopher Parker.
And that's a good feeling we've seen. He's got good tiny feet. And you just feel the other Socceroos just starting on top of the Egyptians, and a little bit nervous for the Egyptians.
How short, Irvine into the channel. Delhato, strong cross for the spin. And this one is a corner straight.
Well, again, who was it now? Popado and Jordan Boss leading up. Last year's tackle, but yet again, another set piece from the other side, so we'll see an swing from Popado.
Swinging for the other one is here. Will change the outcome. Christopher Parker deep. And that second ball. Not going to get it. Chicane feeling wide. Scoring back is his page. Good defensive awareness.
Tell you what, again, you see him very handsy. We saw very sort of just there, he went down in the box, going to be dragged down. How many times we've seen it this World Cup? Penalties given for that.
There's been a bit of controversy with the VAR in the last few days.
Like I said, we've got Tony Popovich up the outfit with the question of the fourth official to keep an eye on that for the players to be clear about that.
He goes direct and too direct in the asking too much. There's his page who's unintentionally switched fronts with Jordan Boss. Keep an eye on that, Luke.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was a deliberate action or just as it comes from the set piece.
See that high press from Aaron Kunda.
This has been the outlet for the Egyptians.
And Hagee, he went down with that knock and received attention off the pitch. He's back on as we get towards half time. And I'm not sure on the 13th minute. This goal separates the two sides in this round of 32. Egypt searching for their first knockout win of the FIFA World Cup. In the same category as Australia. In fact, America came up with the first World Cup win in the group stage against New Zealand. That's it.
Reaction from their play, going down, crying wolf, and the referee reacting to it. So that's disappointing. I don't see that as a foul, and now we have to defend the set piece.
I'm sure lessons learned. You won't be sure on the end of this because he's one of the free kick takers potentially. Probably the in-swinger of Mohamed Salah or the right foot. Good for Mohamed Sure. So trying to keep their line disciplined. Referee wants Mr. Kunda back to the free kick. It is Salah, with square, Atia. This time, Reuters. Strong work on Willie Brooks and all right. And really, that person who got to that work like
Yeah, look, again, the set piece, short, trying to be clear Egypt, but that time we were well aware of the plays at the back post, defending the box well. We touch on that getting that set piece again, you know, I mean, we touched on this as an experienced Egyptian side. That was the experience for sure, to milk a free kick, to play out a little bit sometimes, you know, and you know, we talk about the youthfulness of this Socceroos side as well, that maybe can be a little bit clever at times.
you share my view? There's been a little bit of disparity between, referees letting play go and being open in that respect, and ones that just pick up those type of fouls.
Yeah, definitely, and like I say, the referee's never an easy job, but you hope that they can be consistent is the key.
Get forward in the half of Mr. He runs out of room and we're coming forward. Looks like everyone was absolutely nothing about. Socceroos team needs to be applied in this kind of environment.
Well, I don't know that the puck will be wanting to get in half time, be able to get his point across. The ball's been feeling right there. And the action is in the Egyptian, and they're going to Egypt, they're going to deal with it again. What's it correctly?
It's the first time we've seen Samuel Tahir say, plenty of plays, we will have to be removed from the pitch. Here's Chikati. 51% possession for Egypt, but 41 for Australia. 9 in dispute. Australia with 5 attempts on goal to 3 corners. So we had that set piece threat. Just haven't been able to profit from it. You see the match momentum. Early on, it was in Egypt's favour, but Australia had pockets of opportunity in this first half.
Yeah, there's times that we have managed to open them up. It's a little better when we're a little bit more aggressive. We get sitting in our shape and then wait for that moment, pick our moments to press, and when we do, press high, press aggressive, and we have to turn the ball over.
It's amazing to see myself in about second or third gear at the moment physically. It's certainly not 100% capacity, that's for sure. Still playing his part. Hati. Turns over. Irvine.
Definitely caught him there. But he did take a ball. Ball and all, as they say.
And you saw that previous exchange when as this bloke came onto the ball, there's just a lack of pace and explosion there from
See, aggressive, the ball, and then, it's very nice. Down the inside of the leg, you feel that one, but they know he's up. And this one.
5 minutes of additional time, of course, 3 from the hydration break. I was just going to make that point about Monticello not being able to close down as his rage. So that explosiveness is not there. Doesn't mean he won't be effective in certain scenarios, though.
Haven't seen the best view yet.
That's still from a short. Opens up. The pace. Here's Omar Mush. Returns the favour. Trying to get bodies behind the wall. Being up the reset. That was direct. And the vicious header. There was plenty of defensive cover and very good work there by Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, it was, but most of that's his intelligence, the timing of the run, it's off the shoulder, right sooner. Harrington did enough.
O'Neill.
Yeah, he's still trying to find his range. He's made a fantastic run in the line, got in behind the Egyptians. Quickly to recover, close the space with the story. He's coming on his left foot and just couldn't get his foot around it.
He knows it's going to be. something like that. You see that's exactly what he's going to do. Come inside. They're going to have it of course. Looks like they've brought that for the Socceroos. Boss. Most lucky for Australia. Merriman strives to get a midfield. O'Neill takes it in the stride. The box nice to get. Window of opportunity. Tricati thinks about delivering to the back post. A thing on there from Ashur. Next for Page. Ball in the deep post.
He's being dragged down by Havers. Missouri unfortunate not to get a big hole in the header. But I'd love to see a replay because Rapado looks like he was running tackle into the back post.
It was work between defenders. It's just sitting he's come off the body onto the helmet from here. That was my reading on that replay. As a result, saved him from review.
That's some good signs from the Socceroos at the back end of this half. Causing problems for the Egyptians, getting away, getting balls and bodies in the box.
O'Neill tries to move the ball for Ross. Chicago remains forward. Irvine. Volpato gets from position. Reads the pass so well, Christian Volpato. Held down by O'Neill. Jordy trying to turn his round, and does so. Defender goes down. And then no call in Australia's favour. Volpato goes down the laps. And that's all the other is important. This is Volpato. Marshall, right in the first touch, but suddenly injured under enormous pressure. O'Neill. Really hard to retain possession of Australia.
Jordy was still down in the background.
And we can afford to lose it. A player of this quality.
We're seeing Havers, he had two shots at Jordan Boss on the sideline before Rugby has come in and collected him.
We're really excited and nothing from this showdown before, that's for sure. Not sure how many more times you need to see that.
No, look, I think it wasn't necessarily that one, but the two before that from Havers on the sideline was clearly, actually he was running, the tackles, had he gone down early, he could have drawn for him. I'm talking about that experience of those players. I don't know how they call them in Egyptian, they would have gone down.
And Jordy Ross remains on the pitch for attention. The half-time whistle has been blown. And that man is the Nicholas in the moment. In line for sure with his second international goal, second at this World Cup. The difference decided to finish the half positively. And after 45 dozen belts is injured, leading the Socceroos by a goal to nil.
Jordy Boss was still receiving treatment on the edge of the field there in Dallas. Both nations chasing histories. Egypt has taken the first step in that direction. What response can the Socceroos conjure? Mark Milling and Sarah Ross, Tommy Orr, break down the first 45 for you right after the break.
Socceroos fans, how are you out there, boys? Bring on tunes, leave on open side, folks, don't reload that. Hey folks, let me know, the team is working hard to fix the series. The teams on the ground and do what they can. Make sure it's half-time, folks. Water's at the back, bathrooms are there, there's food available for you. Who's out there supporting Egypt? Who's out there supporting the Socceroos? Folks, so many opportunities, second half coming up. Stay with it. The team is working hard to fix the screen, and we'll actually look after each other out there. Security's on their side. Give it up for security, doing a great job. They're going to do all they can to fix it. So having a good time out there. Stay around, stay proud, keep them behind the Socceroos.
Close early, a strike from distance, but oh so nearly got the Socceroos up to the perfect start. But beyond that highlight, it wasn't to be, and Egypt took their first opportunity. So the Aussies trail at the break. It's Egypt 1, Socceroos 0. Welcome to the halftime show. Nick Holmes alongside Martin Levy, Sarah Walsh and Tommy Moore. Some worrying signs for Geordie Boss right on straight at halftime. We saw the halftime whistle went. This is what happened afterwards. He managed to get to his feet, but from there, Millsy, it didn't look good for all of him.
Obviously, we hope for the best of his words, because that's a massive loss for us. So if you look at the Aussies bench at the moment, we don't really have anything even close to right to right in terms of the attacking output that we get from Geordie Boss. I think all the replacements will be naturally more defensive.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Jason Berrier who comes in. If it isn't like for life, I mean, I can't see him continuing. You see how ginger he looks in the video there. Yeah, I think as his age, one potentially could maybe say get forward on that left-hand side, but absolutely is a big loss for Socceroos.
It is really sad for Geordie Boss himself as well. He has done so much in that Socceroos jersey as being so crucial. He was forced to shift to the right-hand side because they are already short.
Yeah, I would say I agree with Bushra here that it needs to be done. We think it's going to be like challenges. We're halfway through only having 2 minutes in this entire World Cup. It's been fantastic for that fact, but obviously people like with 3 and a couple of those. So, look, you can see the early goal. That's what happens. Teams like this really manage the game. It's really a tough second half. They need to come out and have a bit more
disappointing, but we've got to move on and we'll be better in the second half.
Obviously just a bit of a scrappy goal from their point of view, but plenty of runs and that.
Yeah, we're disappointed with getting away with cheap off the set piece. We pride ourselves on having a really great getting out. We've kept them on side, but I think for us, it's about keeping the ball. Once we get to 5, 6, 7 passes, we seem to find pockets of space. And if we can do that better in the second half, I no doubt we'll create more opportunities for us. That's right.
Socceroos assistant coach Paul O'Connor there at half-time. The Socceroos clash with Egypt. As we have a look at highlights from verse 45, the Socceroos gave away a free in a very dangerous position and are forced to pay for.
Yeah, we saw earlier in that one part, probably our best one in the half was a brilliant strike with his left foot. He was finding his little pockets of space. This was his best one in the half. His decision making did let him down on a couple of occasions, but I think this on the right-hand side means he really were getting for that pace, still be boss using his pace was a threat, wasn't it?
Yeah, he is. He's a constant threat, but again, you see how when he does get past, very limited numbers in the box, and mostly in the box. I think that our best opportunities moving forward, I think they've been very vulnerable in terms of them giving the ball up a lot. In game before as well. If we didn't be brave enough to get pressure on the ball, I think we just enjoy it.
See, Eric was such his player on Martin. He's just lack of awareness in the strike, and it's meant to be cold side, first side, but he's just got to do better. But sure, he's scored against Belgium, was fantastic.
Yeah, I think conceding the second phase of the set piece is always a hurdle, so I won't be happy with that. But we did have a few moments after that. We saw set pieces and we were actually disappointed that these long throws from Socceroos caused a bit of chaos. We know Egypt, they're not comfortable defending these kind of long throws out there.
No, they're not. You see, it does become a little bit chaotic. They do struggle. We've seen that previously from them as well. But we're sort of looking now, I think, to really find something that's repeatable in the way that we play. I think you see even the end, most of our players being decent. If you can see some of our own team being in the box, this is a fantastic position.
You did mention set pieces there, Tommy. Interesting tactic in the first half, and we've seen it throughout the World Cup so far. That floating long ball, not working at the moment.
Well, I think with the size we've got, if you get the delivery right means pace, and you make good timing of your runs in the box, it's almost impossible to defend. So I think we're allowing the defenders to get the pole position and making it more difficult than it needs to be. So that's been, it's not such a huge record for us. I think it's been a very disappointing part of our game this whole tournament, but I think just more broadly, look at the chances that they have. I think Mystery has been too isolated up front. With or without the ball, we're not pressing, it's him pressing alone and just picking us up. And with the ball as well, when we do go on to him, we're not pushing up for the second ball.
Tony Popovich, we've got plenty to think about at half-time, big half-time talk underway. As we speak, we'll take you back to the second half in Dallas right after this break.
And man, what goodness this was for Socceroos.
I'm bringing together men of particular caliber.
And so you gentlemen very good at killing people.
We have a license to very value. Steve! No. Are you ready to witness something truly infernal? Sorry, who are you? It doesn't matter. What matters is this. I know. More colour accuracy, better contrasts, lack of romanticism. It's
The world is changing, and so is AGM.
Salsa was invented when Puerto Ricans took Cuban rhythms to New York. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was born when the Japanese took Judo to Brazil. When North African flying traditions met Spanish dough, Spain made the churro. After Jamaicans took their sound systems to the UK, the World Cup. And this is what it was when 48 nations meet to play one beautiful game.
It's going to be big. Come on, let's have you sit, buddy.
That's cute. I'm gonna be so big. I wouldn't even be able to walk down the street.
The future is already here. Next starts now.
Tell us everything. What about big drama, movies, and OGs? The good stuff, cool stuff, all spicy stuff. Stuff like, I heard this, and ooh, what's that? This is a streaming service we didn't know we needed. This is SBS On Demand, and it's all free.
Welcome back to Dallas Stadium in Texas, where the Socceroos are about to make change into the second half. They train Egypt 1-0 at the break, doing what's no doubt Egypt, who are on the cusp of half-time. It looks from those pictures like Cartoon, a new player, showcasing Mark Morgan, a whole heap that's been what they should be about at the break. Does that injury cause not just one change, but potentially more?
Yeah, look, I think it does. I think something does need to change, and I don't think it all has it at the moment. Obviously, just like to like at the moment, but it's a tough situation because traditionally we've spoken about Messi not being able to play 90 minutes, but we need someone like Messi on the pitch. So that's why I thought at half time we may have seen Messi move into that left-hand side potentially at the cost of Irvine. I just think this game, Irvine's a fantastic player, but this game, Irvine's enough. We need someone in the very end that pushes that up in there, opening that space for him and bringing him off top. But time will tell, he's going to have to make a move at some point if they can change the scene.
Yeah, I think that's the key, is that you're losing that kind of attacking thrust on the right-hand side in the wing-back role, so you need to make up for that ability somewhere else on the pitch. So I think that if this score stays the same going into the second half, it's only a matter of time before he has to tweak things. And I just think as well, it's more about the intent of our team rather than the personnel. I think we need to be more positive, more proactive in our press too, because they have turned the ball over a lot of times in their back third. So I think we need to learn a lesson from that and get in their faces.
At the risk of bringing it back to personnel, we haven't seen Motorway and Messi on the field together since match day 1. Is this the time of action?
Yeah, I think by doing that, you obviously have somebody box, right? Obviously have that threat. I would love to see a regular on the left at some point, and I like that everyone switch out and really start to play a little bit more attacking in midfield as well. It is a make a statement to Egypt. They're going to play out this match. I think we've seen on the ground and there's going to be lots of games being played.
And that's where it can be always in the box as well. It's been fun and I've been at last, not saying goals towards the back end of the season. He straps, he works hard, and he's a punch.
Honestly, right back for Egypt's been tested, not by Metcalf, and let's see everything we're up against it.
History on the line in Dallas. There are no second chances from here. Let's take you back to your commentary team, David Bashir and Will Wilson.
You were back to pull those away, but thankfully the Socceroos is put it wide.
sure what his definition of a foul is.
But I like from Chicago there, getting somebody across, they're talking about that, being clever in these areas, drawing a foul in these dangerous areas, where we get people in the box, where we're being threatening. We just need that delivery.
It is the right foot of Nathan O'Neill, gives us where Harry Suter, centering header of the king, is just a sea of red there. And we get a second part of it. The mental World Cup obstacle Australia has to get through to progress. Here's O'Neill. His back stuff well. Knocked down by Harrington.
Fantastic touch composure from the 18-year-old.
It's really controlled the hot ball superbly. Comes out to Suter. They did finish the half impressively Australia. And now Suter has the double leg. Scans the horizon for any hand in trouble. Gets himself a little tender with the no sub on his hip. You know, you can tell just by that action. Someone's just not trying to close that knee space.
No, he hasn't put himself about. He's been waiting and trying to pick his moments up to impact the game.
Well, Parto showing his best play in the first half. Into the end of this week, no whistle. Well, Parto lost the first challenge. Looking to the back post. And it's his patrons there, not the right man in that situation. O'Neill carries it forward.
And he's going to have a lot to deal with in the second half. Because like I said, there's a lot on the line. This is an experienced Egyptian side who will look to play the game in their way, draw fouls, manipulate it.
That's exactly what AD1C has said at the break. They are treating the league, the Australian league, to protect the ball, lock it up.
seen this before, haven't we? Socceroos connected, close on space essentially, nation in defence.
Half-X, what about delivering across? Zico comes short. They brought up through Ibrahim, and was short. And now the one stop on the side. Searching for their first knockout win at the FIFA World Cup. That's it. For sure. That's a race forever. One good return to purpose. slices the clearance away. Rising well as young Pumba.
Experience. We've done as well. We've got second balls. We've competed. Clear foul. But here's an opportunity to lead the bench.
And there it is. One more. Brings in Mason. Now opens up to Mohammed Haney. So the first couple of matches did Mohamed Zero, so we've got the one-off at the moment. Sal versus Zero. I was looking forward to that. Maybe from the outset. Substitutes will play a huge part, as will fitness, as this match edges towards perhaps extra time.
They will, most certainly. You know, the Socceroos obviously have more time, plenty of recovery time between games, and a younger team squad. We know the Egyptian squad has a lot more experience, but Lex can definitely play a part.
Still many cool heads on the bench, but we've made that point in the build-up. No foul against Irvine. Put forward by Sultan. Harrington, a clean, sure touch. He reads it so superbly. Oh, lovely. Step over there from Zero, Turkey. So working hard, Page.
Great action from Metcalf to win that ball up high.
Page, more dangerous area. Looking to throw it, would be out, clearly. Someone is sitting that way.
One of 10 stories up, but I saw that out.
Harrington. A touch and a delivery. And I'm sure has picked up so much attention from the big clubs in Europe.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Some of the performances from all these Socceroos definitely will put them in the market.
He knows when to play forward and when to be conservative. And that's instinct as a defender. True on up the line. Irvine feels wide. Some Pally captain who will be playing their second tier of German football if he remains with the club. Not sure Conor Metcalf will. I think he's set for a departure. So they're trying to maintain their energy.
Yeah, just taking patience with the ball. There's no need to force things early when it's not on. Going forward, wait for the moment, move the Egyptians around.
And a pretty even spread of possession, 43% for Australia, 47% for Egypt, and 10% in dispute. Australia had more chances in the match. So they deserve this moment to try to force their way into the round of 16. Sure, hasn't got the pace to get past Hafez, who's under pressure. Involvement there by Husich.
Did that ever so well. Little 1-2 with Truman. 1-2 seconds upward.
Truman going forward. Husich opens it nice and just over at probing, trying to find that passing in with that opening. O'Neill, angled ball to Rustic. Sure, deep in his own half to in the first match against Belfast as a late substitute.
Shows the intensity, the mental pressure.
And remember, their first choice left back, Ahmed Fatua, is injured. So they don't have a natural replacement. Super position. And it looks like Karen Hafez, the 30-year-old from the Pyramids Club, is maybe over. Interesting that Aiden Rustic plays in the Eredivisie with the Raptors, but he's without a club.
He's, like I said, he's very similar to Alvaro. Can't open up defense. He did that there for a moment. But now's the time. Who's going to be the one to put that name etched into history? Step up and create the moment of magic that we need to win a game.
Well, they draw the experience of the Trezeguet from Alapti. 24 goals in 19 international matches, so it's already up to 100 against the country. Scored a third goal against New Zealand. It's only World Cup victory in their history in nearly 100 years of World Cup play.
Question is, how many of those matches he played at Backlash?
That is a very good question. I'm suggesting not too many.
Well, we're about to see his defensive call is in his last 10 to 15 minutes. He's just coming to his own, and you can see the confidence and belief. But again, just getting your body in the way, drawing the foul. And we ask the question again. Will this ball into the box?
Well, he really seeks the straight field and got the physicality, the fitness, the vibrancy of it into can that translate. And Hassan getting a little pop under the hole, although he hasn't got one. The fourth official is a hold up goals. O'Neill holds the ball and looking for Sutar. Wins the header, but looks up. No back here. Initially the common calf, but if one just couldn't react quickly enough. Sorry! And that's how he comes up on the Egyptian defender was a few balls in his chest, and that's exactly what the Socceroos was arguing.
There's no doubt with the few balls in his chest, there's no doubt there was some contact there, heavy contact, which will be covered. But again, the ball hits the box, comes upon Toure, winning the ball, swings up, got nothing but eyes for the ball. Have a little bit of contact there.
Well, the one's not right, he had every right to contest the ball. The instinct for that was really falls out to play. The rugby's made of some stern stuff. Maybe some of his teammates should take his cue a little bit in the way they recover from loss.
Yeah, you're always going to come off second best if you've got Harry Suter bearing in on you like that.
Great touch by Mosar. He's one player that needs to be marked even though he's not at 100%. Here's Trezeguet. Free flex for him. The cutback is good for a sure. Australia have a strong defensive line. And got themselves a little too good to get to. And that's up to the executive Austria. And that comes to the Socceroos.
Well, we've shown us how early second half of the game. Some fantastic defending here with Trezeguet. Getting his body across him, keeping his body between him and the ball. Needed to be good defending. We're seeing Trezeguet come on. Maybe not a defender, but he's going to give us very going forward, fair chip in that position.
Supporters of both countries, Australia, prominent the Socceroos fans in the fan zone outside the stadium, and of course the Egyptians providing great cover.
Uncharacteristic error there from Aiden O'Neill, turn the ball over. But he's big on atmosphere in here, perhaps you look around and you feel it. The place is trembling. Can it be someone to find a winner to set his place alight?
They don't do low key very well in Texas, do they?
Everything's bigger and better, I'd say, and from what I'm seeing these last couple of days, I can't disagree.
A big state for big personalities, that's for sure. Here's Tricia. So much experience with him. Very wary they are. They're straight on the counter attack. So they want to keep the ball in key areas, Egypt.
I don't see any passages where Egypt can win another ball. They're shifting it from right to left, trying to open up the Socceroos. The Socceroos disciplined. And so far Egypt being unable to pierce through that defence.
Sure. Tries to play a little quicker. Awesome. Got a sharp turn of foot. Tries to get outnumbered. Breaks the run here. I'm sure that's a run. Socceroos desperate to get Motsuri on the ball in the threatening area. And bounces back. Also good threatening. And that's a right time run. Right time here. Boys in the way here. For some teasing. He's all left foot. To the back pass.
He's at the stay in the game mentally when he's scored upon. He's coming out there with the finish. We would like to see an early goal and a good strong hand because it was a dangerous ball.
This one's looking threatening. Good shoulder. And there is once more. Turns against the dangerous area. And it's away.
feel the edge now, late in the game.
It's hard out for Australia. It's been very effective lay and deal in the middle of the park for the Socceroos. Sure, trying to apply some high pressure on Egypt playing out. Here's Rabiot.
At this stage of the game, you don't see the team going to go all out to try and win it. No, they could be an extra 30 minutes waiting very, very shortly.
I think Australia may be feeling a little bit more comfortable about the prospects of extra time.
I dare say as well, we've spoken a lot about the fact that they feel like they're the fittest team here at the tournament, and all the hard work that they've put in preparing for this.
That's it. Trezeguet. About to hit the line. Sent over the top. Trezeguet makes a great run. Looks like it's hit the line for a corner. It is 5 minutes of additional. It's 2 minutes of 3 of operation break.
Should be very mindful of it. It's a threat for Egypt.
They do applying the pressure in injury time. They're trying to really come back really well. Built on the page. And this one needs to be a short hit from the middle. The number 12 for Egypt.
Unfortunately, not for the Socceroos, and as we head down to the last minutes, on the back foot.
Use exactly the technology addition to this World Cup. That's why the assistant is saying this right, please, before confirmation. It is a call to Egypt. We are halfway through the 5 additional minutes in this match. So we use the defending situation right. And this very center. And then sent the other. It's more likely away from Australia's danger zone. Artier with a flick. Delivered well.
in the second half for Egypt.
Socceroos had to wear some serious pressure in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Actually, get over by this man, Hassan.
Yes, we have a big search in Tumbalong Hassan and Jersey also on the left.
I think we'll pass on into that shot. That's sparked another soldier to life. Here he is on the ball. And he gets him back to it.
History on the line in Dallas. Extra time is next.
How you doing out there, Socceroos fans? How good is Patrick Lynch? Official word is just gone past Tumbalong, Australia's favourite beach. Hey folks, we're out of capacity in here. If you do need a head, you'll be re-screened on the way in. Obviously, extra time coming up. Waters at the back, toilets, coffee available at the back. Hey, let's keep cheering the Socceroos, folks. We're out here at Tumbalong Park. Let's bring our Socceroos home.
Coach said, practice makes
Nice. That was easy. Practice makes perfect.
With new comprehensive health insurance, everyone meeting is on yours.
Steve! No. Are you going to witness something truly incredible? Sorry, who are you? It doesn't matter. What matters is this. I know. More colour accuracy, better contrasts, light from Madison. It's ouch. Getting up to these FIFA World Cup games is a real pain in the back. Hey, game's on soon. I'm on for a challenge. AD1C, power of the year. Just get in the...
stop judging.
Of course, you just do it automatically. Show off.
At home, swear on missions, health inspire us and kids, and to get active too. Which is why we're proudly sponsoring key sports programs all over the country, like home's new roots. It's a great way to get kids moving and to support local communities. Coles, proudly supporting new roots.
Capcom kicking off their $40 million stock clearance with massive savings on an amazing range of carpet, timber flooring and window coverings. Be quick to score these deals before the final whistle.
mostly this similar material.
On SBS.
Finished 1-1 after 90 extra time away in this round 32 clash between Australia and Egypt. Mike Milligan said, watch Tommy Orr. The Socceroos kept things pretty tight since they equalised. What's their approach now in this first game of Mexico?
Well, I think they'll be looking to get away from it over the outbox. I think they've had a good lead, especially in that last 5-minute period. I think their changes made a big difference. Our changes came on at a time where Egypt was starting to get a little bit of certainty back in the game. So yeah, it will be interesting. I think we'll also see Egypt really come out with that same intent as they finish the game.
Yeah, that's what I think you've got to say as well, is that standing safe and happy to keep us in and to give us this extra 30 minutes. They felt like we were hanging on for dear life at the end there, but this is spot on. I think we were playing too deep at the end. We need to pick our nerves to get further on the pitch. And I think in the front third, we have looked at threat and set pieces, these types of things. There's still more than enough we need to go, isn't there?
Yeah, I do feel like we did change that they just said that Royal Trezeguet is a fantastic exercise and likely down the right hand side. I mean, Australia's been really, I think, conscious of not letting the season on all these players and attack. And I think if we are going to get this, going to be, I think, we play the age and throwing to win over the score and Torres will be likely to see him on board.
Just one bit of that's even towards the end of the game, they were in college, some good areas around shooting, getting inside the box, just about that composure in that moment.
And there's I'm not sure who's come off yet. O'Neill's off, potentially physically as well. He's really actually doing very good in the second half. But he will give you a little bit more on the ball right here. It looks like Bill's coming on as well. Difficult to see who's coming off, but that should give us a little bit more energy.
A huge 30 minutes of football to come. With it all to take off, Socceroos and Egypt. Let's take you back to your country team. And
So we'll just see Oliver Bill and Paul O'Neil onto the pitch for extra time for Australia. First experience with Oliver Bill, his first appearance on the FIFA World Cup. Of course, he was part of the squad 4 years ago.
I think he'll put in so much over the course of this tournament. He's looking for the legs, but now I'm getting some. You see legs wrong, he'll win the foul, which is good.
Yeah, the other player making the way, he's got a red card and also a power work.
You see the impact of the fresh legs Egypt had. He's spoken a lot about everyone here in the squad is here to play whenever called upon. Now is the moment.
Early free kick. Australia are the very first score against Socceroos in the final match for Australia. Well, the Castillo man who plays the second tier of Spanish football. Built on by Irvine. May come off Australia. Australia. 30 years of age, he's so experienced on all the bill. We'll give him the right to play each of the extra time period.
We saw the changing for Egypt. The third fee there, we saw everyone on board. The ball went from in the box was superb. But it will not be start paper.
This is where they have to be wary. We've got very deep as we heard from the Tommy Orr of the break. Australia just to keep it a little bit higher line.
Yeah, if you get too deep, you see riding pressure. We saw that time to time when you get balls in the box, unable to get out.
So, he looked threatening late in the match with Mason's introduction.
We're seeing him Hassan there, drifted to the right. You see him Hassan drifted to the right. What's he having on his left foot? Look for that in swing the ball to the back post.
And here he is now. Does that so well. A little step of anticipation from the high side. There's one goal behind his coaches.
This is just the experience. This is the way we're looking on the move. Off the back of his face. Quickest to react. Forwards on his weak right foot. Then looking for the Socceroos. He snatches over, but just shows the threat to say he's been cruising through this game, keeping himself, waiting to get his moments. And that's the experience of the ball. There's someone like myself.
Yeah, he's been managing his body to this point. Drifting in and out of the match. We've seen so many Liverpool strips in the Arlington area in anticipation of myself coming to town.
Make it right down.
Exactly. It is a situation, but let's hope Australia play with some freedom and ambition in this extra time period. Sure. Right. Tricky. Should be defended by Harrington. Mitchell got the touch, but it was outstretched too. So hard on the control. Then we hardly doing the back pass. And then what about Patrick Rich? A couple of efforts. He hasn't had the volume of saves he made in the first match against Turkey, but that's last effort to get through the extra time was nothing short of sensation.
You can't underestimate, yes, the save, but it's, as a goalkeeper, you have to remain in the game. It's hard when you're not being busy. He's not being busy, but to stay on for that moment, a crucial moment. And boy, was he on. Up to the task, saving the Socceroos, bringing us into this extra 30 minutes.
Edshot. Michael Edshot to Chicani, who wants it, the short option, and the Bill provided it. Looked like a foul. Some of the way the referee saw it.
I think Mo just needs to get his body between the defender and secure that ball up and just let him flick it. Protect the ball, lead the play.
Yes, sir. That's it. Always leading tidy in the midfield. There by Mobile. That's clever. Ryan sorts his feet out. Gets him forward to the right. He's strength and he really hold up. Yeah. He's paid. We saw advantage for the proof of Australia. He got that foul on Irvine.
Yeah, there's something left in here, just a little bit late left on Irvine. Clearly a foul. Together now. It's been a tough start to this first period of extra time.
So the fresh legs of Aiden Grosich and Paul O'Connell, as well as Alan Mobile and Mohamed Surai, can they have an impact in this extra time period? 2 halves of 15 minutes.
Super ball from O'Connell there. Very sort of with a reverse ball, run to Grosich. Let's go to the Socceroos.
That's for sure.
I was pleased to see us get that ball into home. Place it forward in a bit of space. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with an end product. feel their way to the game with the ball.
Sure. Abdullah with Rabia. Archie looking to pick out a pass and giving this man a little bit too much space and freedom. There's the ball once more. Seems as if made to get into a great area, but just another quick over across.
He's showing the three there again. Great ball from Tiago. Isolating my son. We know he's a three, always left foot. We're trying to get cover on the inside there, which we did. But he's shown that his acceleration on the outside of his age. We know an experienced defender. Yeah, somebody young and sharp, sometimes it's hard to see him do that, so it's definitely a threat.
Real strong, trying to play in as far as South Australia wanted to. Of course, over that time at Adelaide United in the A-League. I'm sure the live side, the more of guys pumping behind them. Treasurer. Rabia. Hayden. Hassan. Those ball scores have been excellent since he came on in the second half. Cross the ball weighted, but numbers from Australia.
That was the experience at his age there. Every time that ball gets at that time, he's not sometimes one thing he's more or less to go. And as he's now, he's just dropped him up a little bit further, giving you a little extra yard. He's sort of feet up, so he dropped up an extra yard. Gordon, can you ask the question? He has to send him backwards. Can't get too close to him. If you got that one as is, well, then I don't feel that wants to be ball either. Consistency to be out for.
Sure, it's running on anything, but he's got a big heart. Built by Hostich. And that's now the origin. True. That's enough on that challenge, and it's over the top.
Yeah, I think he was offside. I think he scored that ball that's bounced out there from the linesman, but True did well. Like Jim took a couple of challenges, but just haven't had that spell with the ball. Can't get a hold of it.
So we make 5 substitutions, we get an extra one for extra time if needed by Tony Roglic.
Looking across the board, you know, obviously as he's one of the more experienced players that have been up to all the questions out there on the left.
Sure. And that's already been set aside in contrast with the coach of Egypt have just made 3 changes.
You see a little bit of frustration there from Egypt. Sure, shooting from distance. That beach, we're delighted to see him taking that on. obviously shows that Egypt have got some more fresh legs to come on. But again, like I said, these five changes that we've made, you need to try and feel your way to the game, especially with the ball, get up to the tempo. So hopefully they get grown now into this extra time.
I think that was being written by both sets of fans. Match in the balance at 1-1.
The biggest thing is supposed to mentality. I'm going to be the one to make a difference. I want to win this game. We've seen that from Hassan and Trezeguet coming for Egypt and want to try and win this game from him. We've got it in us that someone is going to go, give me the ball. Give me the ball, I'm going to be the one.
See, the match was so assured in possession. Japan was saying one ball from there from Al-Mobil.
Yeah, he just didn't see the second movement from Al-Mobil. Again, just shows this second half, first half of extra time, we haven't been able to keep a hold of that ball for long enough, and again, back into our defensive shape.
Making management choices.
Certainly, but the experience of the Egyptians is showing that back into obviously normal time and this first half of extra time.
Australia trying to profit from any drop from originals, and you see the frustration there. Countless. Flying his arms in the air is held back by the time.
Somebody is up to out for the yellow card. But we were a few times that as he's been able to get on the other side of Hassan, an opportunity for us again to deliver this ball into the box and bring the likes of Harry, Brampton and Chicago Blue, where we've been afraid there's been out here straight balls into the box.
The silk of Ivan Rostic. Set piece. Good angle and distance to hit one of the top players for Australia. Doesn't get the shot right though.
You can just see there, Harry's made a run towards the middle of the back post. Was there already down in Chicago, coming around the back, but unfortunately couldn't quite get there.
And there it is, the first period extra time has elapsed. Egypt carried the most threat in that first 15-minute period, but it remains 1-1 in this round of 32 to Dallas.
It was tight, it was cagey in Dallas. Neither side had any clear-cut opportunities in that first period of extra time. Martin Lee's there was Tommy Orr. What are you looking to change, Tommy? Are you trying to win before pens?
Well, I think that's not what we're doing. I think that we're just trying to have a spell on the ball and kind of release some pressure for our back five. Open his ball in to do that. I think his technical ability, and he has shown the ball in a couple of moments, but you can see when we attack, we're not really attacking the numbers, are we?
No, very well, has offensive energy, especially with those first few minutes when he came on, and that's going to be important. I think we still need to start this second half of extra time positively. We don't want to set the tone, and it's hard, it's very difficult to do that. We don't want to set the tone to help the nation.
And we've got Abdel Karim coming in for Mamush. It's, we'll put another something like how we go about that.
I don't think you want to change much. I think you see us players like Milos Session on the bench, where we get a bit of experience in kind of the shootout, so we'll see if that comes into play. But I think Papa will be pretty comfortable with how he's playing.
We know at times there's two main sort of reasons to make changes. We need to make sure that now it's going to back down, but also leaving on specified.
Tony Popovich with some big words all right for these Socceroos heading into the second period of extra time. They're chasing history in Dallas. Can they do it right ahead for the penalty shootout? Let's take you back to your commentary team there in Dallas. David Bashir and Luke Wiltshire.
Thanks, Steve. And we can see the youngest player in the Egyptian squad on the pitch, Hamza Abdel Karim, who is on the books of Barcelona. I'm trying to greet him in a play for you. Has been retained by the club, such as the first play that they each show the young man. And he's come off the pitch in every match of the group phase.
That's another threat there, coming off for Egypt. Obviously on the front corner in the first half. to monitor and deal with. Yeah, this one of the defender from Chicago, he had me running away, going down, drawing the foul. Better start to the second half from Socceroos up. Like I said, on that front foot, just a little bit more. Superb run from Rowan to the space now, watch Carly.
We're trying to muck up the ground for the week, going all the way through the Patrick Beach. What more purpose of the second 15 to start anyway for Australia?
A lot more we need. Like I said, we need to see more. We need this sort of balls in line.
So we're stretching the legs. And that's an unlucky angle. Just a little bit more craft.
I think he's just got to turn out and kick the ball. There's nobody in the box. He's aware of that. Just kick the ball. Bring out someone else into play.
It's the season potentially for Australia. We have the reach by Sousa. Monkey. Artie. Looking for that passing angle. Sure can. Peter Diagonal. So to Artie, who tries the central option. Up to Karim. Chikati. Who stands the first shot to the right. Some referee. Rory and VAR who share the same view.
That's what we're feeling for quite short. You see the Socceroos again desperately defending their box.
There's one side. including another three.
When we've been all right, that means extra time period. There's been a lot to ask for very soon. Harrington defending that box. Jackson Irvine dropping in and covering Elburn.
And the elastic band has been fully stretched on Australia's defence. And the fans are wearing it as well. And there's anticipation from those in red and green gold.
Everyone knows what's at stake. Opportunity to progress to the round of 16. Doesn't happen every day.
Lovely touch.
Socceroos, extra time. Can we come up with a lot of magic? And who can do it?
That's the question. Good distance and look for a right footer. Looking at the ratio of the percentages. Absolutely perfect, perhaps.
Well, what time to put your name up in lights? They didn't set it up for extra time. And we're at the 32 World Cup.
His first appearance in this FIFA World Cup. 10 goals and 38 internationals. Three-man ball. There's the bill. And straight into it. Settled in the opposition defence.
See, another long throw and the ball coming into the box with the big boys still up. Been a problem for Egypt.
Good throw from Chicago. Helped on by Sufa. I'm not sure how to pick out the foul there. With the double team, Harry Sufa. And Australia.
As Egypt looks to break quite quickly. Looks like we're going to see Matty Ryan.
First appearance in this FIFA World Cup. He was about 120. So there, about to come on, the holding midfielder. And the Blues get Australia's last chance of blowing the deadlock.
Given the fact that they only put 1 minute up, I think saying this might be the last opportunity for a threat, that's for sure.
That's him making way.
anyone more rewarding that's Harrison getting on the end of this and scoring a winner.
Socceroos hanging on for dear life. Harry Suter has been immense, and we are headed for penalties. The last time the Socceroos faced penalties, competed in penalties on major travel, it was the 2019 Asian Cup, a win against Uzbekistan. One moment to play the first minutes of this World Cup.
Absolutely, and it's looking to be a tough World Cup so far for Australia's captain. He's I think it shows the character that he does have, the fact that was turned to him to bring him in, and he got on top of that as well last time the World Cup or not the qualifier, wasn't it? We really thought that we should have many was on Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's it's his experience in these moments, and it's all about composure and keeping it alert now in terms of who the penalty taker is going to be. We've got some experienced players on the pitch. For me to choose the experience ones and the ones who want to talk about.
Much here for Kid for India to set a career surrounds his on World Cup so far as well. He's been to the goals, so I think
In 2019, Control Zoom on stepped up and took that first penalty. He steps up this time.
I think we've seen who goes first. I think the preference will be really close to the first. You generally get someone who's confident, who's very young, and start well. I always say, being a shootout as a player, being a penalty shootout as a coach as well, and both are awful.
Yeah, it's the team itself in here. The tension is incredible to experience this. I mean, we've got talent, it's just about boys doing what they're shot with conviction. I think that's the key.
You took a lot of penalties in your time watching. What was your technique?
often we are doing something like doing continuous and seeing so it's something with the voice. Yeah, I think we're surprised. We have a little surprise here. I think we've seen this coming and it's the front love that comes along.
Well, we didn't see it coming in, but does that mix with the heads up or is the opposition is there?
Precisely, you know we compare for our mind. This is easy to feel prepared for some scenarios.
If you have belief in your own shot, hit the corner, hit the line, you score. So, it's kind of easy to do that. So, we'll see how this plays out. Drawing a line out.
Is actually getting that toss to take that first penalty.
It's not a good idea. I think you do like to go first. I think you want to go first. You want to go first because you're assuming that you're going to score and put pressure on your opposition. If you go first and you miss, then it's a different ball game. So I don't think there's any real massive
There's a size in mind of if you go first. issue, but I think it's a striker or anyone that's taking the hand, I think that's safe for it to next stage.
The Socceroos side may run with that captain's armband back firmly on his arm as he heads toward the goal after this. The penalty shootout must on the other side of the equation. There's one big bay of goals and one of goals will be the end there of that. What a moment for the Socceroos. Let's take it back to Constantine, David Bashir and Luke Bashir for the penalty shootout.
We know what happened in 2022 against Peru. There was no Ron Mackey way at Andrew Redmayne. And that 7-1 in Australian football history. That a man that largely helped Levante stay up in La Liga this season. That's the responsibility between the posts for Australia.
He's been the captain, he's been a fantastic servant. All the lines now to professional. He's had a fantastic season. The shoes on the foot. Like I said, clearly, this is the right time. It's something that they're prepared for. And can we even take this moment in creation?
was so much for Australian football. And there's some great emotion on the shoulders. A short one. Oh, look at him, keep Australia.
Socceroos in his first shootout. Attention, run, composure, man, and they hit the wrong way. And look at the relief. Look at what it means to him. There is some room. There is some work.
Australia's looking for that pressure voice, but no Egyptian has dropped their guard. So now's the pressure on the youngest player in the Australian story. Number 7, either side of the match. He's a huge threat. He's running been phenomenal. The pressing pressure, and he's never experienced before.
Unfortunately, off the crossbar, and Egypt are one away from winning.
Australia convert 2, Egypt has 3, and that is absolute heartbreak for a young man that has ridden the wave of emotion of this World Cup and was left to the tallest player on the pitch for Egypt, Hassan Abdelmehdi. If this goes in, Egypt goes through. The 25-year-old from the Zamalek club playing his 15th international. And that line trying to apply that psychological pressure. Hassan Abdelmehdi. We'll see Egypt through. And he goes. Heartbreak for Australia. Jubilation for those in the red. The Socceroos brave run of the 2026 FIFA World Cup has come again.
Every Socceroo, they have to learn on the pitch. That's what they're every single time they take the
is devastating. It's never ever a nice way to
lose
Socceroos.
Folks, thanks a lot for coming out to Tumbalong Park. It's a tough way for it to finish. Appreciate all the energy, folks. All the quarterfinals and finals games are being shown here at Tumbalong Park. You're going to continue to follow the tournament. Keep your heads up, though, folks. Look after each other on the way home. Thanks for bringing the positive energy today, folks. Stay strong, Socceroos.
When we lose, we get